even know. One of the things in recent conversations. Hmm. So right now, there is a lot happening, going on in the world. And one of the things I woke up this morning thinking about was, and this is because it's been conversations within my community. But one of the things, few things that I woke up thinking about was um, the revolution, right? If we again want to define it as that, um, and it's not even if. Let's just call a spade a spade. Call it what it is. We're in revolutionary times right now, and legacy, right? And self love or self care. Like those are. I woke up there. I don't. Just woke up thinking about those things and the relationship between all of them. And one of the things within my community, my personal community, the conversations that has been going on is trying to understand that each person has their own individual role within a revolution, right? That when there is systematic change happening and there is a swing in one direction from what previously was, that everyone has a role. And within that role, having to make choices on what is expressed, what is done to help support the next gen, to help support the forward motion and progress, right? So, one of the things that I've been reflecting on is like my role, my responsibility within everything that's going on. Because one of the things I have struggled with is not feeling like I don't know enough, right? And man, there's so much information out there, and like there's just so much, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. And I'm not talking about like what's going on in the world, but just learning, right? Like history and like all types of things, and like the times we're in, feeling again like cycles, right? And sometimes I feel myself getting, not as much as I used to, overwhelmed by it all and being like, dang, like I don't know anything. Like I know nothing. And I've always had a knack for like learning and wanting to know and education and all of that. And it's always been something that has been pushed throughout my like lifetime. And when you have, I come from a family of Caribbean folks, right, on my mom's side and my dad's side, and um, with my dad being born here in the U.S., um, had went through his own struggles, everything, mom, same thing. But when you have and you live in a space where your parents had you at a young age and you have immigrant parent, right, and family members, that the biggest thing is like you're really trying to survive. And I'm first gen, right? Like first gen high school graduate, first gen college graduate, first gen master's graduate. Like, so my whole life has been like, education wise, it's like you go to school. Yes, I'm learning whatever they're teaching, but like it's like just get the education. And I've always been taught how the power of that, from my from both of my like I love my community, my family, because that's something that's always been pushed, the power of education and the value of it, because as a black man, right, that is something that is right, that's something that there's strength in there. And as I continue to grow and get older and continue to unpack layers of now trying to understand systems, because that wasn't something I was very interested in as a youth. Like I literally literally moved to Wisconsin in 2012 at the age of 17 for track, and had no idea what I wanted to major in, and was in a predominantly white institution, and like all these different things. So like survival has always been a thing. Like survival has always been, I just gotta survive, right? And I'm in a space, and I guess as I'm reflecting, where the survival is like it's no longer, right? Like I have reached a point of thriving where it's like I have a beautiful career that I absolutely love. I have a beautiful community that I absolutely love and adore. And there is foundation, right? That's here and within that I can feel and sense and all the things. And as I continue this journey, continue seeing what's going on in the world, all these different pieces, getting to a point of questioning what is my role in all of it, right? What am I in the grand scheme of things? Like what am I, how, what, I don't know, and I'm in so many beautiful spaces. I've experienced so many beautiful things, and it's because of what I've experienced, the places I've been, the rooms I've been in, that I'm like, okay, not, this is not for naught. Like there's something behind all of this in the grand scheme of whatever the universe is conspiring, that I've met. I have these mentors in my life for a reason. I have the community I have in my life for a reason. I have been in, again, rooms and different countries and spaces for reasons to like, and and I'm in this space at 31 of really trying to just like grasp it all, you know. And within that, it leads to this space of like, in the grand scheme of things, as we're navigating everything going on in the world, what am I supposed to do with it? And I know, right, that I'm not the only one that is feeling that way. Because again, you turn on the television, there's so much going on. You scroll on social media, there's so much going on. And it can leave you truly feeling like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, dude, like, I don't know what to do with any of this. And leaves you feeling desensitized, hopeless, like all of those different feelings. And trying to like either ignoring it and just being like, I gotta survive, like this, which is valid. Or feeling like, okay, like how can I give back? What can I do in some way, shape, or form? So what I'm sitting with and what I'm just reflecting with, right, is that at the end of the day, no matter what you do, you're doing the best you can. Ultimately, in the grand scheme of all of it, you are doing the absolute best you can. You know, if you are someone that has the privilege, like myself, to have a platform in some way, shape, or form, or the courage to share your voice in some way, you know, it's a matter of really there's so many things to take into account, right? Of who you are, your so many things, right? So be gentle, be kind with yourself on what you express, how you express, be smart about it, be strategic about it, be coded about it. you know, some things some things still need to be within our communities. I believe there still needs to be code. There's so much of social media I see when I right now I am taking a break, but I in my time in social media, constantly seeing how we are so giving of us, and there needs to be more gatekeeping. In my humble opinion, I believe there needs to be more gatekeeping within our communities. There's some things that just should be made for us by us. Some things that is made and was intended to be only for us by us. And I feel like we should keep it that way. And there's no harm in that, right? You look at other communities, other spaces, how often do things just stay within a family, right? Generationally, things get passed down, heirlooms, certain practices, recipes, right? The same with community. And even understanding community. See, there's so many layers to it, right? Because there's an aspect of also unpacking what is actually considered culture, considered community, versus is it a shared collective trauma? Is it behaviors that we're seeing? Is it a result of what has been done to our communities? Thus, it's not actually who we are, right? And that's a deeper conversation. There's books, there's things that are out there to help deepen understanding about, like, even trying to understand that concept. There's a book called My Grandmother's Hands. Um, Super good book. And it's really about understanding intergenerational trauma and things like that. Resma Medikim, I think that's how you say his name. And he has a quote that he says that is super powerful when you are able to unpack it. So I say all that to say that gatekeeping and keeping things within our community while simultaneously, as a collective, as a community, knowing that we all have a role, we all have a responsibility, and that is to care for each other. That is to, within our gifts, unlearn and restructure what community looks like and feels like, so that we can have, during these times, a stronger collective consciousness for how we approach these times. And within that context, it leaves a legacy for the ones that are currently here, the littles that are watching, right? That are like, what do we do? Like, how do, like, man, you know, um, as the adults, we have that responsibility to them to have conversations, have the real with them at age appropriately, right? And to also have a level of protection and of giving them permission to be kids. The world is tough enough. Like, our babies deserve to be babies. And I know I'm like 31 now, so when I say babies, like, I'm like I don't mean just like littles, like, I mean the teenagers too, like, the young adults, like the babies, they deserve to live and be free in those times, and to be like, yo, I deserve to be outside. I deserve to have joy, laughter, all the things. They deserve those moments. So, um, And even thinking of the legacy of those that came before us, right? The revolutionaries that came before us, the activists that came before us, the messages that they've left in their books, the messages they've left in their interviews, stories, like songs. There's so much there, and that's why there's this piece of me that's like, dang, I don't know nothing. I got nothing. While simultaneously knowing that I know a lot, you know. Um, but I know nothing all at once, you know. So there's code, right? So it goes back to the aspect of like speaking in code, not even speaking in code, but having coded information that's there, and listening, and truly listening. And those that can hear it find ways to decode so that others can also hear it. And I think that's the legacy. That's the work. That's the passing of the baton. I'm a track person, and the relay, the 4x1 relay, was always my favorite because it takes a team effort. It takes you doing your part and being able to support the collective win and trusting that teammate that they'll get the baton to you, and them trusting you that you won't take off too fast, you won't take off too slow, right? That it'll be just right. That there's the synchronicity that's gonna happen in the passing of that baton, and the that's how I look at legacy. That's how I look at the current times, the previous times, and all know that all of it is current times, right? That the ones that came before us have left so much for us, and it's up to us to pick that up, and that we also have that responsibility as well with the ones that are here now to pass forward, you know. Um, so that's where my mind has been recently, and just thinking about what I can do, all the things. And so for me, what I have been doing to help just deepen myself, my understanding, is just watching. I think I've expressed this before, but different YouTube videos of different interviews of prominent figures within our community, um, trying to really intentionally make time with my mentors, and like absorbing and taking notes, and like ensuring that the information I receive, that I can decode it in a way that feels good for me, that makes sense for me, so that I can pass the baton forward, right? In all the ways. So that's kind of where I've been on my journey so far, in terms of, in the grand scheme of everything that's like going on in the world, and what I've been giving myself permission to do, and not be bogged down by a sense of hopelessness. And what helps is community, like truly. Community definitely helps in all the ways of being able to um, just work through some of those things. So yeah, that's this is I guess a brain dump, brain thought dump, kind of what I've been sitting with and reflecting on over the last few weeks, you know. Um, so if you're watching this and you're someone that has been watching, seeing everything that's going on in the world, feeling hopeless, feeling like, man, whew, where do I fit in? What can I do? Do what you have the capacity to do, and know that what you're doing is enough, right? Like, if sitting on the couch reading a book is all you can do, hey, shout out to you. If you going to a town hall meeting and just being there is what you feel like you can do, go for it. If you feel like you cooking your family dinner and their favorite meal is all you can do, fire. If you feel like you want to get on a mic and write a song about the times or a poem or get on a podcast, if you feel like you have that strength in you and that courage in you to do that, go for it. If you feel like sleep, listen, we're not going to underestimate the power of rest now, right? Uh, we're not going to underestimate that. That just taking it slow, taking it easy is strength and is power. And I'm grateful again, like truly grateful. I always talk about my mentors, for me, it really is bringing in their energy and their spirits, right? And my ancestors, their energy and their spirits. Because yes, I can think for myself, yes, 100%. But we're informed by so much and so many people, and those people deserve credit. They deserve their flowers in all the ways. So I will always bring in the energy of my ancestors. I will always bring in the energy of my mentors because they've helped me in such a huge way of informing me and also helping me unlearn, relearn, critically think about things and come to a conclusion for myself. Because at the end of the day, I am someone who's very observant and I will listen. I listen before I speak, no matter where I am. Like, that is a core of who I am. That's what I've been taught in all the ways. Before, I thought it was like, oh, I don't have, like, I'm scared to share my voice or whoop de whoop whoop. It ain't even that. Because once I get talking, I'm talking. I'm just someone, I'm slow to speak, quick to listen. Like, I will listen before I speak because I'm trying to hear, I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to observe and get an understanding. So I will always credit my ancestors and mentors for helping me get here, my family, and all the ways. I will always do that because there's truly, I wouldn't be who I am without them, without my journey, my process. So it's also much gratitude to my journey and process. So if you're struggling, please give yourself grace during these times. Please take it slow. Please take it easy. Know that you are enough.